Alright, I finished Corpus Christi, and our last stop is gonna be Montu.
I will definitely say that if this is a station, some stations have 2 loading areas, ours is 1 loading area. This ride has been operating since the late 90s, so this is one of the oldest rides in the park. I believe it's our second oldest, our first, or our third oldest, because it's Scorpion, Cuba, and then Montu.
Yes.
Montu's our third oldest. This is one of our major attractions here at our park. We have a lot of major attractions, but this one gets a lot of attraction because Montu's an older ride. It's been operating for a long time. It's also a very reliable ride. It's made by B&M. I don't know if you guys know what
Yes, I know B&M.
So B&M is a European company that manufactures roller coasters. We have some roller coasters. Phoenix Rising about to open soon. So that's what we call our mini B&M. It's basically a smaller version of Montu. Then we also have Secret. Another one of our B&Ms here. It's also one of our B&Ms. And you can tell, like, Cuba's been here for a long time and it's still operating. That says a lot. B&Ms are very reliable. So on our train, we can fit a total of 32 people on our trains. We have a total of 8 rows. Each row has 4 seats. This is basically all the operating-wise. There's a panel. Unfortunately, here we can't see the panel, but you guys are looking at the seat cover. Yeah, take you guys to the back so you'll be able to better see the different elements of our ride. I can see
All right.
So here is where we transfer our coaster from one part of the track to the other. So here in this big yellow structure is our transfer track that moves that way and this way. So it moves forward and backwards to be able to go to our maintenance barn over here. And it connects to each track to let the train come onto the actual track. So it works like any other track. The only thing that's different about this part of the track is that there are pins that slide inside to keep the track stabilized while the ride is operating. But when we're not operating, in order for us to move it, the pins disengage and then it's going to be able to move back and forth. And then you guys will also be able to see a little bit deeper into our maintenance barn. It needs a chain in order to go up, and it's a lot like any other big coaster like ours. There's different kind of coasters. You have your launch coasters, your drive tire coasters, and then you also have your chain lift coasters. If you've ever been on Hulk is also a B&M, but it's a drive tire coaster. It's a drive tire coaster.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Is it that Hulk has the launch at the beginning?
Right.
Yeah.
So the difference between Cheetah Hunt and Hulk, which is actually pretty nice, the difference between those two is the drive tires and the launch. So we have an LSM, that's what Cheetah Hunt is, which is a linear systematic motor. I can't remember what it was, what the definition is.
Jahari told us today.
Yeah, Jahari is great at what he does. He's been at that ride for a long time, so he knows a lot about that ride. I will say that the two differences between those is that one's ran by magnets, and then the one at Universal, which is Hulk, that's a drive tire. So basically it's launched by tires, which is pretty awesome. Ours here at Montu is it's like lifted up by a chain lift, which is like any other chain lift. Wazi has a chain lift as well. Sheepra's also a chain lift. So a lot more popular rides are chain lift rides. You're not going to see a lot of drive tire rides, but you know this one's a chain lift. So here's our maintenance barn. This is the part that I can take you inside of this part itself. But in our maintenance barn, this is where they do inspections on different parts of the ride, especially with our trains. In order for them to inspect them, they take all the parts apart, they bring them down here, inspect them all individually, and then put all the trains back here. And that's all dependent on if it's on any maintenance, they'll take it apart, put it back together, and this is where they do that. I'll take you guys up here so you can see our maintenance barn itself. So this is where they're kept during the nighttime. So as you can see, we have three locations for 3 trains. Right now we have 1 train that's been put apart and put back together.
It's weird seeing with like just the 2 across. Used to seeing it with like 4 across.
Right. So yeah, this one they took it completely apart. They haven't put it back basically, they're still working on it. It's a work in progress.
Right.
So it's going to take them a little while to put it back together. There's a mechanic that's specifically at this ride, so he's here every single day or every other day, and he's always here trying to put the trains back together, making sure that all the trains are moving moving smoothly. So that's his job. He left already, but his job is just to make sure that the ride is being maintained, and then we have other mechanics that are well versed in this ride, but this is not their one specific ride, so they work at different rides. So all of our B&M mechanics, they work at B&M specifically, so they work at Montu, Sheep Grip, and Hook, and so they're well versed because they actually get the training from B&M itself in order to be able to work on this ride. And then the same thing for Intamin, we have mechanics specifically. We have mechanics specifically for Cheetah Hunt that focus on Cheetah Hunt, making sure that the trains are working, making sure that the track is working as well. They also maintain, it's the same thing at Cheetah Hunt as well as it is here, where one train is always going to be on annual maintenance and being pulled apart and put back together.
I don't think that's 2 seats, Elias. I think that's the frame that they put the 4 seats on. So if you look between those top things, it looks like that's seats between them, right?
Well, you can kind of see, it looks like half of them are on. So you can see part of it just doesn't have the cushioning on the seats.
Right, it's a work in progress at the moment. They're still taking it apart, putting it back together. When y'all go downstairs, you'll be able to see one that they haven't fully taken apart. Up here, you'll notice that the railings are different. So the coaster track is different inside the maintenance line. That is to make sure that the wheels are making contact with the wheel at all times while inside of the
Yeah.
Because they need to be able to make sure that it's stabilized on your train.
Because gravity.
Yeah.
So any other questions?
No, I think so.
I remember this ride, and it's actually one of my favorite rides. Has there been any design changes in the last 25 years or so?
Not that I'm aware of. The most that's been done on this ride recently is painting. They repainted it
Yeah.
during COVID.
Yeah.
So earlier in COVID, maybe 2020, 2021, they came and repainted the whole entire ride. Right.
Yeah.
So now they're eventually gonna do a retrack. We don't know when that's gonna happen, but sometimes it just depends on different aspects of the ride, how thick the actual railing itself is, or the coaster track is. It just kind of depends on a whole bunch of different aspects. Hope got a retrack because it's so old. It's from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time, so that's the main reason why they got a retrack, because it got rough after a long time, and then they were like, hey, we got to go do a retrack.
Something I'll say, at the previous rides we have looked at, like Cheetah Hunt and Corpus Christi, it's like the whole hydraulics for the restraint system, and I'm pretty sure Montu uses a different sort of locking restraint, right?
So I'm quite aware, I'm pretty sure that it's also on hydraulic system, but I'm not aware of that aspect on the ride.
Like I'm pretty sure it's like some sort of ratchet system, because I know like this one, it makes like a clicking sound when you put it down, like the others it doesn't.
That's when the seats are locking. So when the train parks into our station, what happens is when it has guests on it and it's parked in our station, it'll unlock. We can't lock the seats until it's pressed inside of the actual panel itself. So we have a restraint button. So at Cheetah Hunt, there's 18 seconds before the seats automatically lock. But on Montu, the seats lock on demand. So we press when the seats lock. So when that happens, it'll click. And basically, it is like a ratcheting system. It's based on the amount of pushes down that you go down. So basically, you'll hear it go click, click, click when it's coming down on your body.
Yep.
And that's because it has to be a certain amount of click speed up against your body. That's pretty much all it is. Ratcheting system probably is the most accurate term.
Cool.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So then we're gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna show you the different elements in our ride, and then we're gonna take you guys on the ride. Okay?
All right.
And all it does is it's on the side of the wheels, basically to cover up the wheels. So that's all it does.
Okay.
Right.
It covers up the wheels in order so that there's grease on the wheels. It pretty much protects you guys from any grease that's rolling out and flipping out.
Oh.
And then we also have something which is called an apron. So you have the guard that's on the side, and you also have the apron that's on the bottom. The apron catches all the grease, and then there's a hose down at the bottom of every. I'll be able to show you closer when we get upstairs, but there's like 3 or 4 hoses on each every other seat, I believe. Basically what it does is it, on the top of the apron, it catches all that grease and oil and stuff,
Yeah.
and it leaks down. So that's all it does. It needs somewhere to go, and that's where it goes. It leaks down.
Hey, you guys,
Cool.
can we get a quick pick while you're
And then I'm not gonna touch it or anything, but I just want to show you guys. Basically, this is the locking mechanism on the ride. Basically, in here, like you said, it's a ratcheting system.
Yeah.
It's better able for me to show you instead of trying to explain it to you.
Oh, sounds
Yeah.
good.
I'm glad this is out here for you guys to see. It's a ratcheting system. Basically, it just clicks down. So if it's all the way up here, basically, if you were to go out, which will never happen because all of our ambassadors are trained to push down on it so that it clicks all the way that it's supposed to. And they pull the seatbelt just to check the seatbelt, make sure that doesn't pop out or anything.
You can close the gate now, sir. Thank you very much.
But yeah, it's a ratcheting system, and it's a good system. Just to explain to you guys a little bit, we have a few different elements on our ride that not a lot of people are aware of, not a lot of people know of. So on here we have our lift, and then we have our ground, which is right here, that leads into our drop. So into our drop, our first element is the big loop.
This is where.
Oh yeah, you're
We'll get another picture.
yeah, we're gonna take
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to go up there.
Oh.
Oh,
All the
cool.
way up to the top, but just enough where you can feel the vibrations of the train when you're going by.
Sweet.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So our first element is the big loop. After the big loop, it goes into the implement. The implement was designed by a pilot back in the day. But it was designed by that pilot.
Yeah.
It goes from there, swings out. And then that's pretty much it. That's all of our elements.
For me, it's smooth.
Right. That's the one thing about being in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Where'd it go? There it is. That's gonna be a really cool shot.
Right here, there's like a curve that goes down here at the end. We have one of our platforms. In order for us to, if the train was to ever stop here at block break, basically we have a platform that you guys will step onto if we were ever having to get you guys off of here. And that's in an emergency situation where the train might stop there. You know, it's a number of different things that would make it stop there, but it's rare. It doesn't happen very often. So, but if it was to happen, we have a platform up here.
31 to 41A.
We have a platform up here that we just pull up. So we have two poles. One person goes on one end, one person goes on the other end, grabs it, pulls it up. And this is all this is.
Okay.
And then you guys will be able to go up here. I'm going to show you block brake right there. That's our trim brake. Basically, it goes through and slows the train down because the train's going very fast up until that point, and then it slows the train down. It just like skids by. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
it's like basically tapping on your brake.
Yes.
And then into our back. That's pretty cool.
Even with that trim, that part's like really intense.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys will be able to see the vibration, feel the vibration. It's very brief, obviously, because it goes straight it's out here. And then some people wonder, is it supposed to move like this? Yes, it's supposed to move like this. It's supposed to catch all that
comes. Woo. That's very cool. You hear the train going by too.
Yes. The first love was the train.
Yes.
Then came Locust.
That's very cool. Came off the little tour, ended up our trip with a front ride on Montu.
Saved the best to last, babe.
Yep, sure did. Woo! Such a great experience. I think this was like worth all the money that we spent for this. A great way to kick off the summer too. Over the top. Woo. And right. Here we go. There's maintenance show over there. Wow.
Nice.
Awesome. A great way.
This is where they can change the train.
Yep, that's the transfer track right there. And it was a great way to end out the tour. With that last ride on Montu, we have finished the roller coaster tour, and we had an amazing experience doing this. We all really enjoyed it. We got to see things like we wouldn't have been able to see otherwise. And it was really cool getting to see behind the scenes of different rides, all the mechanics behind it, how everything works. You know, stuff that like you think you know as an enthusiast, but like when you actually get the opportunity to get up close and see it, it's really like, whoa, this is really cool. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. And a shout out to our guides, Billy, Jahari, Carolyn, and Damone. You guys were great. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to see these different rides and how they work. And you were just amazing. Thank you so much. It was a really great tour. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I'm sure a lot of you learned a lot, just as much as we did on this tour. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.